could we join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Auditor, can we have roll call?
Mr. Loudermilk. Here. Ms. Alsop.
Here.
Ms. Weger.
Here.
Mr. Thacker.
Here.
Ms. Thies.
Here.
Mr. Norris.
Here.
Mr. Thompson. Here. And then for one final time, I'll open up the floor for nominations for president.
One final time. Oh, that's right, your final time. Is that what we're talking about? I'd like to nominate Todd Thacker for president for next year.
I'll second the nomination.
Is there any other nominations? There being none, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Mr. Thacker is the president.
So the first thing we have on that is now that we have the president, we need the pro tem. So set the open floor for pro tem nomination.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I would like to nominate Marie Thies.
I'll second.
Where you accept nomination?
Yes.
Some play ask that and some don't, so sometimes we try to get someone good. Is there any other nominations? Is there any other nominations? Is there final, is there any other nominations? With no other nominations, by acclamation, but we'll vote on it just for, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Maria is the pro tem.
Thank you.
The next thing we have on it, which everybody was given a copy up here, is the rules. These are the same rules that we adjusted with the new year on it for, sorry, I'm on my phone. And if you look at it, there was some discussion about it. We didn't have this meeting of being the first Tuesday because of the holidays that fallen on. It was so close to being on the second, so we had it tonight. We talked about this at our December meeting, consecutive meeting. And there was some discussion about if we might want to change that. The next time it would be impactful is be in 2029, which is a little ways out. But if anybody has any changes in the rules that we have, now would be the time to make a motion to amend the current rules.
Mr. President, could I ask you, would that include the rules for next year or just the rules for this year?
I'm sorry, this is the rules for 2024. When we adopt them, it's just for the rules of
Okay.
24. So, anybody have anything on any of the rules that you look through? Like say, if I understand right, the only thing that changed on this was the days, right, Karen? So that'd be the same rules that we operated in 2023.
Is the time of public comment on there?
Yes, it is. That is under rule number, I believe it's rule number 4. And it says that the length of the statement, such person or groups represented may be limited to 5 minutes or less, exception in case of the presiding officers may extend the time.
Mr. President, I'm attending the city council meetings. I noticed that they limit their public speaker to 3 minutes, and that seems to work out well for them. I believe I'd like to make a motion that we would adopt a rule to limit our public speaker to 3 minutes or less.
Okay, so that's a motion to amend the rule number 4 from 5 minutes to 3 minutes from Councilperson Weger. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, motion to amend carries. So that would be, rule number 4 will be amended on that. If you had time to, once you've had time to look over that, I'd accept the motion to approve the rules as amended. We will need that, that'll be needed signed tonight as well. Have any other questions on the rules?
President Thacker, I make a motion to accept the rules with the change to the minutes under Rule 4.
Okay.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any further discussion? And I probably should say, I need to do it this year, but motion made by Councilperson Norris, second by Councilperson Wager, so that it makes it easier for the minutes.
I'll watch for that too.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the rules are adopted. Next thing you'll have in front of you is a tentative schedule for the establishment. So what we've done historically, we've gone through, Karen has prepared it for us, and she has a couple of different ones. I would want to make sure that everybody notices that on the one highlighted copy I had, did you take that highlighted copy back?
I have it.
No. That we do have 2 of those meetings that would not be here. Tuesday, April the 9th, we would convene at City Hall, and Tuesday, October the 8th, because of 30-day voting. Those would be held at City Hall. All the rest of these, that if we agree to them, would be here. Now, if you notice, one of the things that it's an option for us to do, historically, we haven't had meetings scheduled in December. I think she has an option of doing that, so it would need to be whichever one you wanted to do. If you wanted to do the one that has the sunshine and the regular scheduled meeting in December, or the one that was handed out earlier that has the highlighted copies. But both cases, we have 2 of them that we not meet here at City Hall. So that, I think that's the initial one. And the other thing that is if you guys choose to do it or not, there was an email that went out earlier that talked about a legislative session that was going to be the 6th and 7th in Indianapolis for the AIC puts it on, Association of Indiana Counties, for county officials to go and see what's coming up in the year. And I know myself and one other said that they would have some interest going. If we did, we might want to adjust our next meeting if we want to do it, if the auditors are going to attend that as well. And so I didn't know if that's the intention of the auditor's department. So that might be something that, that's why we need to discuss this. So if we didn't want to do it on Tuesday, we could do it, I don't know what time that got over on Wednesday. Do you know, was it an all day on Wednesday? So it might make sense to make that a Thursday, the 8th, if we're going to move it. I'm just saying, it's just up for discussion. And then that would change, it wouldn't change the final vote, but it may change the publication deadlines. It'd just give them a little more time, wouldn't it, Karen, on that, if we moved that sunshine meeting to the 8th? So any discussion about, you guys, I know at the end of the year, this year, we had some business that came up, and there's some discussions about the truck purchases, and there was another one about some budgeting questions. And if we don't schedule, if we don't have a meeting scheduled in December, and then in January, our first meeting, we just have it for organizational meeting, where it's 2 months that we're not able to conduct business for the council. And so that's what this is addressing. We talked about it before we put together the packet. Cheryl, you got anything you'd like to add on that?
Just from an auditor's perspective, no one likes December meetings, but we do it. The December meeting is really pretty important, because that's you know, we've gone through everybody's budgets trying to see what they need, and to be honest, by the time you do publication for November's, we're looking clear back into September and October, trying to make a decision on what's really gonna be needed by the end of the year to make sure everything's cleared up for State Board of Accounts, appropriations, and then, like you said, those emergency things that come up.
And,
So
you know, and we're
that's-
still
I mean,
gonna
it's-
be-
It's your choice, but,
And you're not
just
really
my
getting into the
opinion from
holidays.
an auditor's office perspective, the December meeting is really pretty important.
And like I say, if you have it on this next year, it'd be the 3rd and the 10th, you're not really getting into, most people aren't, the schools aren't out, you don't have the holiday season as much, unless you're retired, I guess.
I would like to rather prepare for that and have it on the books. I mean, if we have a short meeting, great, you know, then we take care of business. But to me, to have like 2 months back to back especially, it's just something that I remember when I was on it, knew myself, I was like, that seems odd. So I mean, that's my own personal thought. We've got, you know, people who've been on here longer, maybe they have some thoughts too.
Exactly.
But I would rather have that available. It also cuts out a month where we could have public comment, and I think it's important for us to keep in contact with the people. Right.
And last year, we had a special call in
We
December,
really needed
and the
it
year
then,
before, we
yeah.
had one as well.
Yeah.
I'd say we have it.
So then, that would be, so if you wanted to make a motion there, Council.
I will. I'll be glad to.
Include, what do you think about the Tuesday? I would like to think if we could do that the 8th and facilitate the legislative, I think it's important, but whatever you
Or could you
think.
do it the Monday?
We could do it Monday. That moves,
No.
that moves the deadlines up.
Moves the publication. Gotcha. Would everyone be able to make it on that day? I know that's kind of far out, but do
It's okay.
Thursdays work for people?
Just that one Thursday?
It'd be Thursday, the 8th, February.
9th.
Or 9th.
No, I'm sorry, I think you're right.
It
I
was
was
the
looking
8th.
back in 23, my bad.
Yeah, Thursday, the 8th.
I have the 8th written down, but I looked at February.
No objections?
It's a good idea.
I'm letting David look at his phone. You're good?
She changed it to the
Aaron,
9th.
you good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will make a motion then.
Okay,
I will make a motion to approve the calendar dates for the 2024 year, moving the Tuesday, February 6th sunshine meeting to February 8th, 2024, due to a conference.
To the 8th or 9th?
To the 8th.
Thursday the 8th.
Okay.
And to also make note that Tuesday, April 9th, and Tuesday, October 8th will both be at City Hall.
And then we do have in there, because of election days, we do have 2 Wednesdays
Days.
meetings. Right?
Right.
May and November as well,
Yep.
just like we did last year.
And then adding December. So I make the motion to approve this calendar with the change of the February 6th date.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Councilperson Thies, seconded by Councilperson Wager to approve the calendar day with the months of meetings on February, March, April, May, July, August, September, October, November as stated, and amending February the 6th to February the 8th. All those, any discussion or any clarification needed?
So which calendar are we looking at?
It's the one without the highlight on it, with, it has the December dates on it. Yes. Uh-huh. And then just changing the 6th to the 8th. Any? If all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Hey, Todd, hold on. President Thacker, the 11th
11th
is Veterans Day of November. So
On that
I assume
Monday.
that everything will be closed on that Monday? That would move it to the 12th. Is that still,
Is that gonna be okay?
is that okay? Tuesday, November 12th, will be the day after Veterans Day. On the calendar, the final vote, the regular
It's okay,
meeting.
even though you guys are closed on that Monday. Okay.
Okay, I just wanted to,
Monday.
right, you're closed on the 11th. I just didn't want it to, okay.
Okay.
All right,
Good question.
continue on.
Okay. So, if there's any other discussion, not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The calendar will stand approved. Now, on the, we do have one other thing is, evidently last year, we all got, when we had our first meeting in February, we all dressed up and we took a picture. And that picture didn't get on to the site, website. So we don't have a picture of us on the website. So can we try that again next meeting? That we will try to dress however you want to be on the website at the first meeting in
Will that be
February.
in costume?
However you choose to dress. It's your choice. So I just wanted to say that.
That'd be nice. Professional.
Professional, he says. We got a professional one. If it's in our budget, I think we just allow you guys to take care of it and we'll get that. Because what happened last time evidently, we took the picture, I don't know whose camera it was, and we just didn't get it to Karen and I'll take the blame for it. It wasn't on my camera, I went back and looked. So we need to have a current picture.
I think it'll be good. We
So-
trust you.
Okay, so now, item C done. Now for communication of elected officials from the county. So do we have any elected officials that, you two have anything you want to say? Oh, yes. Yeah, it's the calendar approved, and I read over every month that we're having meetings, this calendar. Yeah, it is. I said every month that we were having a meeting, and it's just the one that's not highlighted that you gave us. I assume everybody got a copy of that. And that's the one we approved with the change on it of February the 6th being February the 8th. Yeah, no problem. I wrote approved on it right here for you, too. Okay, not a problem. We don't want any question on it. So any other elected officials from the county? Anybody over here? Anybody on?
Can I,
Yeah,
because you know, I
absolutely.
love to talk. If you haven't, I know, shocker. I just really want to give a shout out to, it's been an evolving process, and if you haven't driven up and seen the improvements to the parking lot in the area, the signage up at Mill Dam, I've seen some improvements just that I've observed on my own, and they're still doing some like clearing of brush and some other areas, and obviously the water's gonna eventually evolve and things, but I think the addition of a nice, clean paved parking lot and some, what do you call it, landscaping and things has been a nice addition, and I hope that we continue to see that grow. And then we also have, because I love my park events, reminder that we have the pancake breakfast coming up with the maple syrup. So, because you know, the Canadian me loves that.
Yes. Anybody else? I wanted to give a thank you to the auditor's office who put up with me for this last year as president and trying to guide me in the right direction, do things we need to do. And there was a little bit of a transition for them as well. And so look forward to, thank everybody for the vote of support, and I will try to hit some goals that we want to do. One of the ones I would like to see is, and it's been an ongoing problem since before we moved into the new jail, but since we moved in the new jail, we still have overcrowding. And I'm going to commit, because I am retired, I'm going to come in one day a week and work on that, and it's going to be here in the courthouse, working with the sheriff's department, the prosecutors, the public defenders, the judges, trying to see what we can do to get all of the inmates back in county And because it's a fiscal issue in my eyes, we're spending money that we don't need to be spending if we can get the jail numbers down. And I've met with the judges, they have all committed that's a goal that they want to achieve as well. And I've worked with, talked to the sheriff's department about it, and the public defenders and the prosecutors. So everybody knows that I'm going to be trying to do this. And so only way I know I can help is to get more educated on what the issues are and then try to do problem solving. So I'm going to, on a personal level, make that commitment to the council. And Travis and I'm going to throw Travis out there a little bit. We've been talking about an issue that the auditors and the commissioners, I think if we get somebody from council to step up and try to help, and we develop a policy on vehicle procurement. So if you want to say anything on that, Travis?
No, I mean, I think it's just when we get the single vehicle purchases and stuff like that, I think we can save some money by doing it in larger purchases and do it less often, and build a program where the vehicles are purchased on a more routine basis, so we don't get those wore-out vehicles in different divisions. Hopefully, like Todd said, with the jail program, lowering the cost to the taxpayer in the end by keeping the fleets better, and keeping them more taken care of. So,
And we'll expect a little more timely a notice of when they need a vehicle.
Right.
I mean, that's part of the process. We're going to have it just, and then when we throw that burden, we just did this at the budget last year. We got approved for a department to get a couple vehicles, and then that wasn't they weren't really accustomed to go out and doing that, and so it was a little more cumbersome. If we take that burden off the department heads and try to do it working with the commissioners, and I think Travis has a lot of connections. I think Travis bought as many vehicles last year himself as the county probably bought, so he has experience and is very well networked. So just something that Travis and I talked about, and there again, it's not something that he's just wanting to do to make an improvement. So I would welcome anybody else that has some ideas that we want to try to do that as well.
Todd?
Yes.
I'd like to work on the abatements, get something set up for that.
Yeah,
Because I don't like the 100% abatements.
that's the abatements,
Yeah.
that is something that I agree with too, and I know that we can work with that. And I know
try.
that there's some real energy at the city level. I think we could work with some kind of a abatement on the city, county, maybe having the language. It's been worked on and tried, it's just not been, we just not got across the finish line yet.
I got all the rough drafts in work,
Good.
so it's
Very good,
ready,
Nancy. Yes,
ready
you
to
do.
roll.
And so, yeah, I think that's something we need to address as well, so. Good conversation. Anything else? Elected officials. Any other officials or agencies have anything? So we do have appointments. The appointments, I've been working with Karen as president last year, and we have a spreadsheet. I think have you shared that spreadsheet? Okay. I'll get that sent out to everybody. We're going to have appointments that are internal appointments, and we have external appointments. And one of the new appointments that we have that Joni brought to me is there's a change on Senate Bill 4 that allows the fiscal body to make an appointment to the Board of Health. And so that's something different, and it's not an additional appointment, it's just one that the commissioners would have made, but now. And then with that, the mayor will be able to offer up 3 names, and the commissioners pick from one of those 3 names to make an appointment. So something, and there's two appointments up on the county board, health board this year, and one of them, if I was elected, I was planning on making it Dr. Amber Caddick. And so she's already on the board, so it'd just be a reappointment. But it's just something that the Senate bill, it came out of the Senate bill that instead of having the commissioners make all 7, that this would be a little device. So.
Something that, sorry, may I speak, Mr. President?
Oh, go
Okay.
ahead.
Something that I would like for us to possibly consider in the future that I feel the city has done well with is maybe a potential advertising of board openings that could be coming up. I think while we can come up, and I absolutely think Dr. Caddick is excellent for that role. I'm glad that she's going to continue in it. But I would like to see in the future possibly having the opportunity for other people to look into it. You know, we only know so many in our reach, and sometimes there's somebody out there who's trying to find a way to get involved that might have the experience and background that might be perfect for a board that we might know about. So that's something we can bring up, you know, as we get closer to the end of the year, but it is something ideally I would like to see on the council.
And I, with that, I had a list when the library board had an appointment that was going to be coming up in January, and so I was talking to them, and I told them that we'd have to wait until after tonight's meeting. But there was a group that, it was a product of United Way had put on, of people who wanted to get involved, and that's where the three names came from, to pick from, for a library board appointment. So that's just what you were talking about, that would be in that. And on that same thread, I've had some conversations by going to the courthouse and trying to get a little more involved on this overcrowding. I talked to some of the departments, and I just talked to HR back there, and I think we have to talk with the commissioners. What are we going to do forward? We spent so much time on the Baker-Tilly study. How are we going to maintain that looking forward? And so we need to be working with them to have a plan. I think Marie and I were on an email with the HR department. I absolutely hope that the commissioners will get behind and we let everybody know what their benefits are that work as an employee that works for the county. There's some people that are getting a health care benefit that is 80% of what their pay is. And they don't even realize that because we haven't showcased that. So that would be something that I would like to work with the commissioners and HR to let that known. Is that a fair statement? That the employees don't seem to understand that?
I had requested for total compensation
Total
package.
compensation. After being on negotiating committees, that's the way you look at it, right? Any other agencies, or if not, we'll go. So that was the appointments, and then public comment. Any public comment? You want to call it, young man?
I know. Justin, you want to speak? Public comment? You're good, thank you.
All right. No other, if there's not any public comment, Chair would accept motion. Adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
I'll second.
Motion made, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Well, Travis, Thank you, everybody. I told him 37 minutes. He asked me how